take on Michigan in the Capital One Orange Bowl. The number 1 seed in the college football playoff is Alabama. Pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Nick Saban. Nick, congratulations on the SEC championship, and now the page turns. You're seeded number 1 again. You've talked a lot about when someone doesn't believe in a team, and your team responded to that. Now, after you've accomplished and performed well on that stage, what's the challenge to go into the playoff now and follow it up?
Well, I think the big challenge is just because you did it once doesn't mean it's going to stay with you. We did what we did for a reason, the way we prepared, the mindset that we had going into the game. So you can get relieved over all that, or you can actually build on it and know that you made it happen, and you're going to make it happen in the future by what you do. And I think that's going to be the real key for our team moving forward.
You're taking on Cincinnati. The Bearcats are undefeated, really strong in the secondary, but there's always the outside noise. They're going to have the chip on their shoulder coming in, with people having said that maybe they don't belong. They don't play the same kind of schedule that you do in the SEC or the Big Ten. What's your approach to having your team dealing with a team that's going to come in against them with that type of attitude?
Well, I think the big thing for our players is to know that things aren't going to get easier. They're going to get much more difficult. I don't think we've ever played in a playoff game where we didn't play a really, really good team. And we certainly think Cincinnati belongs in the playoffs, and they're a really good team based on their resume, who they beat, whether it's Notre Dame, Indiana. They beat some really good teams, and they've been very consistent in the way they played all year long. So, we have to have the proper respect, but we need to focus on what we have to do as a team to have the right mindset moving forward in terms of how we prepare, what we do, and how we go into the game and play.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned some of that rat poison, some of that good rat poison that we gave you guys before you went into the SEC game there.
We apologize.
But here's the problem, Coach. What do you want us to say now? You go out, you play a game like that, we're going to say, man, that's a pretty good football team. What do you want us to coach us up on the rat poison that you're looking for us to give you now?
Coach.
Well, I like the fact that you would say that our team was a pretty good football team, and I think they were a pretty good football team last night. But I think the challenge is can you be a good football team all the time and have the right sort of psychological disposition to be able to sustain the performance, play hard, be physical, play one play at a time, and come out and make the kind of plays that are going to give you the opportunity to be successful against whoever you play.
Coach, we collectively apologize on behalf of the whole group here. Who picked Alabama besides, I think, Corso?
Corso picked Alabama.
Did. This matchup, Coach, itself.
Well, he's the oldest, wisest of the
Exactly. Bryce Young. I mean, you've had such good quarterback play there over the last 5 or 6 years. Last night, the Auburn game, the late drive last night. Talk about his development, and as you get into this playoff, that position and how he continues to grow and kind of go to another level.
Well, Bryce has played outstanding for us all year long. I think as he gets more experience, that only helps him. He's a great decision maker. He does a great job in terms of preparation for the game. He knows exactly what the other team's going to do, tries to take advantage of it, can get the ball out of his hands quickly, and does a really good job of executing our offense. I think the big difference last night is, and we knew this was going to be the case going into the game, is the players around him were going to have to play a little bit better. We're going to have to protect him so we could try to have an opportunity to make some explosive plays down the field, because we had so much respect for Georgia's front seven. We knew it was going to be tough to run on a consistent basis, and the players around him did just that, and he certainly came through in outstanding fashion.
Coach, you're the master at fighting complacency and keeping your team focused on the task at hand and being the best version of themselves. How different of a challenge has it been for your coaching staff with this group, having so many new faces at quarterback and running back, and To'o coming in and Jamison Williams coming in as transfers, guys that maybe haven't been in this situation before? What's that been like for you and your coaching staff?
Well, it's been very difficult, very challenging for us and I think it's trying to get the players to understand what we call the Bama standard in terms of how we want to play on a consistent basis and not letting external factors, who you're playing, what the score is, and all those things enter into how you create value for yourself individually as a player, which also is going to collectively create value for the team. And that's been something that has been a challenge for us this year. Hopefully in these last couple games, maybe we can build on, that very thing and players understanding what that standard means.
And Nick, I would imagine there are going to be some opportunities for guys to create value for themselves at the wide receiver position with the news that John Mechie hurt his knee. If you can confirm that, and then who are some of the guys who will have an opportunity to step into that role that Mechie has filled for you so brilliantly this year?
Yeah, well, John Mechie has been an outstanding player for us, no doubt. He's a good leader. He's the leader of that group in a lot of ways. He has the most experience. He's been here the longest. He's been very productive. And, we hate to see any player get injured. It was a non-contact injury. We haven't confirmed it yet, but we're pretty certain that he has a pretty significant knee injury. But we have some young players that are going to have to step up at the position. Some of them have had the opportunity to play, and when they played fairly well. And we're going to have to use this time to help them develop the kind of confidence and trust that we need to have at every position to be successful on offense.
Nick, congratulations on making it to the playoff, 7th time in 8 iterations of the playoff, and we wish you the best of luck.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.